It's a new year, a new season, and we are underway.
Really dominating fashion here today is going to win.
2, 3, 4 for the final time.
Win number 1 on the season, only just barely.
He is going to win here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Wins the Emerson Electric 100K.
Gonna be Igor Barretto's gonna eke it out.
Cup Series champion is Shane Lake in the number 15.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
The state of Georgia is home to many things in the sports department, many different colleges, the Atlanta Falcons, the Braves, and of course God's favorite chicken sandwich, and Nick Saban's favorite duck with Aflac, and of course here, the Atlanta Motor Speedway, just a little bit outside of the town it's named after, here in Hampton, Georgia, where we arrive for race number 5 of season number 2 of the NOFSRL Scots National Series. This is the Emory Healthcare 300. 42 drivers going to take on this 1.54 racetrack for 39 laps, and it's going to be a good one here in the hot Georgia sun. Let's go down trackside and take a look at your starting lineup and get this pace lap started. And the engines fire here at Atlanta. 42 are going to roll off here. It's Quentin Moore on the front row alongside Keith Kent in the 83. Keith Kent is looking for his first career victory here at Atlanta. Quentin Moore looking for his second after going Season 1 without a victory. Season 2, he comes and wins Auto Club. Now he's got a good position here to get his second victory, rolling off from the pole position. In row number 2, we find the 42, Aiden Macro, and the 98 of Caleb Rose, both looking for their first career victories as well. In row 3, it's Landon Smith Jr. and Casey Dean in the 97. They're looking for their first wins also. John Andrews in the 01 looking for his first career victory. They're starting 7th. Logan Alexander is looking for his third career victory here today to tie Patrick Starr, the all-time win list in the Scots National Series. Could it happen today? We'll have to see what happens. In row number 5, rounding out the top 10, it's Eric Olson, the 78, alongside the 18 of Boston Jones. And that'll round out your top 10 here, coming around through turn 3 and 4. We are just about set to get this race started. Quentin Moore leading the field down to the green flag, waiting for it to fly. And the Emory Healthcare 300 at Atlanta Motor Speedway is green. We're racing in Georgia. Pulling away from the field, it's going to be Quentin Moore leading lap number 1, but not for long. Landon Smith Jr. is going to chase him down in that 30, and they're going to be side by side for the top position coming out of turn number 2. John Andrews slides up in front of his teammate Aiden Macro there. The 01 and 42 teammates over at Full Frontal Motorsports by owner William Brock. Brock in the 60, slipping back behind there in the 60. He drives for All-Star Speed Team here in the Scots National Series with owner Darren Arnsdorf there. The Dollar General 60. You see the gray and yellow colors on the inside there, just in front of Timothy Ruse in the 95. And coming on the inside, here comes Juan Rodriguez, points leader coming into this race by a hefty margin over second-place pointsman Max Anderson after Anderson had an abysmal showing at Phoenix Raceway. Juan Rodriguez had a solid showing there, but Max Anderson is trying everything he can to work his way up through the field, surely, but he can't do it right now. He is stuck on the outside in that 56 in the 32nd position last time by. Juan Rodriguez is up to 6th and continuing to try to march his way up to the front with a mirror full of the 84 of Igor Barretto and pole sitter Quentin Moore being stuck on the outside there in the 88. Now got to have a mirror full of Justin Zeidel, his teammate Dale Lightning coming down to the inside. Arctic Racing having a really good start to the race here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. But it is Landon Smith Jr. leading in front ahead of John Andrews Aiden Macro, Derek Hamill in the 36 up there in the top 5. Haven't talked about him much this season. He had a really bad showing at Phoenix, but now starting off good here at Atlanta as well. Juan Rodriguez will go by there, though, for the 4th position and continue his march up to the front of the field here. Boston Jones settles down in 6th. The first of 2 Home Depot cars in the field, Timothy Ruiz, will settle down in the 7th position as he gets by Igor Barreto. Logan Alexander in 9th. Keith Kent into the top 10 there underneath Dale Lightning. Up front, John Andrews trying to get a run off of corner number 4. On to lap number 7 here of 39 in the Emory Healthcare 300. Expecting a pit cycle around lap 30 or so, but that's going to be the one cycle we should expect this race. Towards the end, it's going to be a relatively short one, but it is a hard pit road to get onto here at Atlanta, so we'll just have to see what happens there. John Andrews, you saw, tried to get to the inside of the 30 there. Not quite going to be able to, and he's going to fall back in line behind the Blackout Motorsports Honda. Juan Rodriguez, though, is going to mount a charge down low, and Derek Hamill got a slingshot on the 73, who had to pull back in line, and he's going to take the 3rd position away from the points leader. Boston Jones might even be able to take a peek there down low. He's got a mirror full of the 95, headed off into turn number 3. Hamill's going to hold on to the 3rd position there. Up ahead, though, it is still Landon Smith Jr., John Andrews. That is the top 2, but the shuffling continues for 3rd on back. Timothy Ruiz looking on the inside of the 18 of Boston Jones. Not quite going to be able to get there just yet, but Jones is going to take his Supra to the inside of another. Not quite. Didn't quite stick it off of turn number 2 there, but he's going to try again in turn 3 anyway. He's got a better opportunity this time going through turn 3 and 4. And give the 3rd place to Boston Jones here coming to lap number 10. John Andrews still stuck in behind the 30 of Landon Smith Jr. They continue to be 1 and 2 with Boston Jones in the 3rd position. Ruiz in 4th. Igor Barreto is going to look to the inside in that 84 Supra down low. That is for the 4th position. And Justin Zidell flying the banner for Arctic Racing there on the inside in that Smithfield Ford. He's going to take his 90 to the inside of the 95 and bring Caleb Rose of NS Racing with him down low in the Ream Chevrolet. And they are double file behind Igor Barreto going off into turn number 1 and side by side for 2nd. How about the surprising run by Boston Jones? Haven't seen much of him this season, but he is now in 2nd position, primed to have an opportunity to get his first career Scott's National Series victory here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Headed off into turn 1, Landon Smith Jr. has led almost all the laps so far here at the Emory Healthcare 300, but it's side by side for 3rd, and up front, Boston Jones going to look down low, side by side, headed off into turn 3, and he's going to make it look easy. Maximum Motorsports, Boston Jones to the lead here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Landon Smith Jr. caught napping there, and how about Zachary Fitzwater in the 59 there? The Powerade colors there for Team Ninja Rapids on the outside of his teammate Timothy Ruiz. Logan Alexander's going to take the dive down low with that 55. 3 wide into turn number 1 and 2 for the 4th position, and Alexander looks like he's going to have the best shot of taking the position there. Ruiz by himself on the outside. That was before Riley Snare in the 92 got to the inside, and points leader Juan Rodriguez trying to rebound after slipping back earlier. But the top 3, Boston Jones, Landon Smith Jr., Caleb Rose trying to stretch away from the rest of the field as they continue to shuffle back and forth here at Atlanta. Just about halfway done here in the Emory Healthcare 300. Now to the inside, Landon Smith Jr. looked like he's going to try to get back. Not quite. He thinks better of it and pulls back in line behind the 18 of Boston Jones. Sticking on that inside there, but now Landon Smith Jr. is going to have a shot of getting the lead back. And Caleb Rose is going to go with him. Riley Snare trying to get to the inside of that 98. Headed off into turn number 1. They're going to be 3 wide for 2nd, but that benefits Landon Smith Jr., who takes the lead back here in the Emory Healthcare 300. Reagan Whitlock in the 5. Haven't talked about him much in this race so far. Haven't talked about him at all, actually. And now here he is in that Buck Racing Bojangles number 5. headed for third place here at Atlanta. Zachary Fitzwater getting back down on the inside. He's going to try to march his way up to the front. He's looking for career win number 2 here in the Scots National Series. Caleb Rose continuing to slide back on the outside, being used up by the points leader, Juan Rodriguez, who's going to have his teammate, Justin Zidell, coming down low in the 90, blocks him off just at the last possible second. So it's a Honda, Toyota, Ford, Chevrolet, the top 4, every manufacturer represented up front. Reagan Whitlock's going to fly the banner for Ford down to the inside. He's all by himself. A couple on the outside, Landon Smith Jr. in the middle groove. But it doesn't matter. Reagan Whitlock's going to take second away from Riley Snare. Zachary Fitzwater's going to look down low to the 92 as well. Caught napping. Riley Snare trying to hold on to the third position. It's not going to be enough. Zachary Fitzwater to third here on lap number 18 at Atlanta. 22 laps to go here in the Emory Healthcare 300. Just a handful of laps away from when we expect pit cycles to be, and the lead continues to shuffle here. What a race we're seeing as William Brock in the 60 has gotten around the 98 of Caleb Rose. Well, these guys who are slipping back on the outside and further on back through the field, they are just waiting and begging for pit cycles to happen, as up front, Reagan Whitlock will lead his first lap of the season, as far as I know. I don't think he has led a lap this season. But Zachary Fitzwater, after an embarrassing showing at Phoenix, getting caught up in that first incident, he is looking like he's going to take first away from the 5 of Reagan Whitlock. And he will handedly. Zachary Fitzwater to the lead here at Atlanta. And I would say we're about 10 laps out from pit cycles here, but it's not letting up. Here on this rough track surface, tires are definitely fading away. They faded away on lap 1, let's be real. I mean, this surface is over 20 years old, so there's no doubt that these guys are going to want to come down and get tires here in just a handful of laps. But who comes down first, who comes down in the middle of the cycle, and who comes down at the end? The overcut has actually worked more this season than it did last season, so we'll just have to see what happens here. I have a feeling that the undercut might be the way to go. Middle doesn't seem to work as much, but we'll just have to see how it works out. Reagan Whitlock's going to take a peek down the inside of Fitzwater, and he's going to take the lead once again. And I do kind of regret not having Atlanta as a race in season number 1 of Scott's and season number 2 of Cabela's. When we shortened the schedules down, I'm starting to really wish I kept Atlanta in, because this is some fantastic racing we're seeing here on this 1.54 mile racetrack. Field getting spread out though, but that's just because there's so much shuffling going on. And almost, I thought Boston Jones had me fooled there. I thought he was going to try taking it 4 wide to the inside of Joshua Harrison there in the 9, but thought better of it. Stayed in line behind the 9, and he's going to get by 3 wide underneath Riley Snare and Logan Alexander. Boston Jones up to the 15th position on track right now. So Joshua Harrison will move to 13th there on the inside of William Brock. But up front, Reagan Whitlock still leading ahead of now Landon Smith Jr. and points leader Juan Rodriguez. Zachary Fitzwater and Timothy Ruiz got caught napping. And Ruiz still napping there on the outside. Here comes Carter Joey to 31. Chimera Racing actually leads the owner points right now, if I'm not mistaken. So with Carter Joey having another good run here at Atlanta, this is fantastic for that team. Taking a look at the rest of that Chimera Racing bunch, though, the 13 of Vic Merlin is 34th, and Max Anderson is 35th right now. So Carter Joey is definitely carrying this team on his back in terms of the Owners' Championship for the rest of this season. Now coming around for, I would say, 5 laps this time by before we have the pit cycle. And it'll be 14 laps from the end of the race. Reagan Whitlock still leads Landon Smith Jr. as Zachary Fitzwater has moved into third around Juan Rodriguez. Carter Joey sliding up. This is where you see the tires wearing off. They have worn off as we gotten later in this run, so the car is sliding up. And how about Fitzy? He's going to take a ballsy move to the inside there. 3 wide for the lead, and he's going to take it. Landon Smith Jr., Reagan Whitlock getting together there on the outside, and that's going to allow Juan Rodriguez to get to the inside of both of them, and he's going to move into the second position. How about this stuff here at Atlanta? Reagan Whitlock down low and into the third position. He gets back by the 30 of Landon Smith Jr. And don't look now. Here comes Rodriguez's teammate, Justin Zidell, in the 90 is side by side for the lead. Again, just a handful of laps from pit cycles. Everyone just trying to get every bit of track position they can to come down on the pit road in the best possible position they could in order to be closer to the front coming out of the pit road. It seems like the positions stay the same when you come down the pit road as to where you come off. So we'll just have to see what happens here. Juan Rodriguez, though, slept way high going through turn 1 and 2. The inside in turn 1 and 2 definitely starting to fade away here as the tires are wearing off. But Juan Rodriguez back on by Fitzy to the third position. His teammate Zidell in for second. Reagan Whitlock still has not lost the lead here since he took it. He's running the outside line, though. Justin Zidell's going to take the opportunity to get to the inside. And he's going to take it handedly over the 5 of Reagan Whitlock. But now surely getting ready to see pit cycles here. Out of the final corner. Doesn't look like anybody's going to come down the pit road this time. No, everyone stays out. So, it is Fitzwater moving into the second position as Reagan Whitlock slid up a little too high there. And Justin Zidell got by for the lead. Whitlock falls to the third position as a result. Well, we are on lap 30 now, and slowing up on the inside. Looks like we are going to see some takers, but not Justin Zidell. He stays out. Fitzy's going to lead the brigade down for the first group of pit stops here at Atlanta on lap 31 here. 9 laps remaining in this one. It's going to happen right here at the end like we predicted. Around lap 30, and quite a few came down actually. See, second place points man down there, Max Anderson in the 56. Vic Merlin, who hasn't had a good day. Justin Zidell's going to come down, but Carter Joey stays out. Carter Joey's going to end up taking the lead here at Atlanta. So he's going to try the overcut, and a whole bunch came down here. And he may be the only one that we have to worry about overcutting, as looks like Braden Perez ran into the back of somebody back there. Big damage on the 50. Might have been the 82 of Brennan Yodel there. Sees a little bit of damage on the 82 back there. Not much. I cannot say the same about Braden Perez there in the 50. Don't see any smoke coming out of that 50. So they might just take that hood off and be okay. As Carter Joey's now on the pit road back there. It's a quick stop and go for the 31. So I have absolutely no idea right now who's going to be leading this thing. We've been caution-free so far, and looks like except for Braden Perez there, and I think it was Brennan Yodel in the 82. Other than that, it's a fairly clean pit cycle here at Atlanta. I was worried about that, but thankfully it looks like the fears were not realized, as leader right now on track is... Actually, it's Dale Lightning, or is it Winnie Calhoun in the 20? I think this may be the battle for the lead right here, though, as they're coming back out on track. Justin Zidell, I believe, is in the lead right now, with Zachary Fitzwater going to go to the inside, and Jordan Lopez right there in the 08 as well. We'll just see when they come around this time. Carter Joey coming down on the pit road once again in that 31. So I believe indeed Fitzwater is going to take the lead right here ahead of Jordan Lopez and Timothy Ruiz. And yes, indeed, So this is going to be the battle for the lead here at Atlanta, and it's going to be a thriller, no doubt. It's going to be another one of those. It's going to be another one of those fantastic Atlanta finishes, as Darrell Waltrip would say. 3 wide for the second position. Justin Zidell making a crazy move down low. We've seen it before in this race, but it's wild every time. Hot Atlanta, baby. 5 laps to go here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Justin Zidell into second. It be in front of Jordan Lopez, but both 1 and 2 are going to slide up. Jordan Lopez might have a chance to take the lead away from Timothy Ruiz, and not just second from Justin Zidell. He's down low the 95, and looks like Lopez is going to take the lead. 4 laps to go this time by. Carter Joey coming down the pit road once again. And just 4 more circuits around this 1.54 mile racetrack. Zachary Fitzwater sliding up a bit into the second position underneath the 95, and as the 95 had slid up, here comes Juan Rodriguez down low once again in that 73, trying to get his second win and trying to extend his points lead. But Zachary Fitzwater is looking for his first win of the season and his second career victory, and he's going to take the lead away from rookie Jordan Lopez now with 3 laps to go. Justin Zidell going underneath his teammate. And Carter Joey very slow on the apron of the racetrack right now. Very, very slow. Is that going to bring out a caution? That could potentially end this race. Into turn number 3, Fitzy with a hefty lead over Justin Zidell and Timothy Ruiz. I believe the green flag is still out right now. Yes, it is. 2 laps to go here at Atlanta. It's going to be a race to the end. There is lap traffic in front. It's Braden Perez in the 50. But is he slow enough to play a factor? Carter Joey still slow on the inside there. Caution is still not out. We're coming around for the white flag this time. Single file, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it's going to be another one of these fantastic Atlanta finishes, no doubt. White flag is out. 1 lap around Atlanta remains here on the Emory Healthcare 300. Zachary Fitzwater in position to win his second career race. Justin Zidell looking for his first. Juan Rodriguez looking for his second. He's going to look down low. Fitzy's going to block him off down to the inside. They'll get around Braden Perez, but Justin Zidell is on the top side. Is he going to take this one away? Up high, Braden Perez slips high, side by side off the turn. Fitzy will stretch away on the inside. Second career victory. Zachary Fitzwater wins the Emory Healthcare 300 here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. And Juan Rodriguez somehow snuck into the second position on the inside of Zidell. Igor Barreto 4th, Timothy Ruiz in the 5th position. Landon Smith Jr., Jordan Lopez, Alex Watts, Winnie Calhoun, and Quentin Moore round out the top 10 here at Atlanta in an absolute thriller. And Carter Joey still there on the inside, just now coming to a rest. The caution did not come out for him being slow. And Braden Perez, he definitely played a factor there, but it did not cause Zachary Fitzwater the win as he takes the Emory Healthcare 300 here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. In a wild barn burner here at Atlanta. Caution-free race. Always good to see as well. And we'll take a look at the rest of your finishing results here. Again, Fitzy wins ahead of points leader Juan Rodriguez. And also thanks to, well, Max Anderson got a better position than I thought he would at the finish of this. He did not start off the race particularly well, Max Anderson. But Juan Rodriguez finishes second to Max Anderson's 12th. He is definitely going to increase his points lead. As a result, Justin Zidell finishes 3rd, Igor Barreto 4th, Timothy Ruiz 5th, Landon Smith Jr., Jordan Lopez, Alex Watts, Winnie Calhoun, and Quentin Moore round out the top 10 here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, and we'll scroll through the rest of your standings here. Braden Perez finishing 1 lap down, Carter Joey finishing a total of 5 laps down as a result of whatever issue he was having, and not a good day overall for Chimera Racing. We'll see if they still have the owner's points lead coming out of this in just a second. But that's going to wrap us up here at Atlanta. Congratulations to Zachary Fitzwater on his second career victory, first win of 2021. He joins an elite group of drivers who have won in 2020 and 2021. So congratulations to him. we'll see you for the next race. Right now, we're going to take a look at your driver's standings, your owner standings, and we're going to wrap it up here at Atlanta. See you later, and until the next race, y'all have a good one.